Hi guys, welcome to Groody's Sunday night late one. Stell, Prentice says hi. Alright, rightio. So the old tub used to sit in here, about to there. It'll now sit about nearly 2 inches further in. Alright, so it's been railed. A little bit of grinding to do, a little bit of spotchy shit at the back here, but there's a brace under there as well, so I weld it to the brace too, so I can roll it nice and neat. It hasn't moved the seatbelt point, but it's close to it. So the tub will sit right here. So what I've got to do now, I'll grind a little bit more. That's 3mm plate steel all the way. I'll work out where the tub's going to sit, and then I'll change that back section there. I'll probably push that in a little bit more so it gives us a little bit more tie room. Oh, pardon me. I'm using the MIG. The MIG's a bit beat up, but it's not bad. So I did this today. So I had Jaden, Kev, and Aiden in today. Aiden did some bodywork and some painting on my sill panels on the M3. Oh yeah, it's got a sill on it. So shit's happening everywhere. Now, 3mm steel, fully contoured, painted inside and out, cleaned all the rails out, painted them with weld through primer. You can see the seatbelt point here. So what I've done was I've picked up on the edge of the seatbelt point. I'm welding to that. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm tacking it in, and then I'm grinding the outer back, and it's going all the way in, and I've ground this back, and I've got it sitting all the way in. And there's a little bit of this that actually ends up coming out, and then there's a little bit of a hole there, and a little bit of a hole here where I've missed, because this is all wonky and shit. So we are actually gaining about from about there to the seatbelt point. And I don't have huge hands, but it's about 1.5 inches, nearly 2 inches of tub. And then at the back here, I've left all the bracing that was all inside. What I've done was I've stepped everything. I thought about doing like this template and selling them, and I was like, yeah, nah, couldn't be fucked. And I'm about to weld this one now. So once this one gets welded in, that's it. So what I do now, that's going to be pinned there, and then I'll push this in to where it goes, and then it'll get welded. And then once the back's welded in the right spot, then I move all the way down and I pin it here as I grind, I weld, and then I'll pin that in and I'll weld that there. Same as the other side. And then I've got some brackets to replace because, Kev, that's going to break off. Right, tank's real nice. Who's that? That's 510 Customs did the tank. It's got baffling. It's a decent tank. It was $1,500, I reckon it was, but he does a good job. His welds are beautiful. He works as welder. It's got a breather here. It's got its outs on the back, and it's got its fill neck here. I have to build a fill neck for this thing yet. There's so much to do. But we're getting there. We've still got 31 days to be in Canberra, so that's all right. So we've got plenty of time. You can do a lot in a week, let alone 3. So realistically, we've still got enough time to do all this stuff. I got a 02 AEM gauge for the M3 today, so we'll have onboard tuning capabilities now. So I can tune on the fly if I have to. So worst case scenario, on our way over, we'll be unloading the cars on the hay plains and run them through their paces. It is what it is. All right, so I might have to chop some floor up under the back seat. I've got the back seat here now, the bottom of it, so I can start seeing how much room I've got under it. I may have to cut under it for some mufflers, and if I have to do it, I have to do it. It's just that simple. Where the handbrake cables are probably all in the wrong spot. I would like some mufflers under the back seat area. They go further forward on these cars. Worst case scenario, this car's getting 2 resonators and dumped at the diff. It may come to something that's very, very loud. We'll see. But has to have handbrake, has to have everything else. So we've got a bunch of wiring to do. There's autometer gauges to set up. There's all sorts of shit to do on both cars. But yeah, have a look. So one thing I like about building pipes, right, driver's side, right, and these are wide spacing, Windsor, all right, passenger side. Now the passenger side, I tucked them right down before I did the driver's side. There's about the same amount of pipe, but we don't have a steering column to have to go around. So these come out really, really nice. And Dale's going to ceramic coat them, so they're going to come up even better. I didn't worry about what firing order, any of that shit. I just worried about getting all the runners within about 100 mil of each other. They're all 1 3/4. They're all squashed here to a 90 on the inside. So I think I showed that. So as to have a real nice entry into the collector. The collector's probably a tad big. I would have liked it to be a little bit more contoured and stuff, but it will all work. They might be down a little on mid-range, like torque. I might run the die grinder through them in the morning. They're actually pretty good. All the welds are out of the way. Nothing's really protruding in there. So yeah, that's raring to go. And all we have to do to get them in is take the steering shaft off and push it all the way over, and then they've got to be wiggled on this side. And this side, they slide straight down in there perfectly. And the car has new suspension items on the front. Still running the shocks that it came with. The stub axles are fine. I'm using some spacers where the nut sits to get the lock circlip in. So they'll be nice and neat. It's getting there. I'm just prepping inner tubs at the moment. So it'll be quite basic and easy. I can literally straighten up this, and these will screw to the 3mm plate. And then I will do a fill-in all the way along. I'll do a couple. So what I'll do is I'll do a couple that'll go probably on the inside or the outside. I haven't worked out yet. And then I'll get my distance front to back exactly the same, top all the way around, screw it in, and then I'll put a plate on there and I'll weld a plate on, and then I'll grind off my tabs. So by the end of the week, the adjustable arms will be here from McDonald Brothers. The diff will go in, tubs will be done, fuel line will be done, and I should be getting close to putting the extractors back on, getting the exhaust done. So next weekend I'd like to have some mufflers under it, full 3-inch exhaust, dumped at the diff. Go from there. Got to go get some shortened shocks. I'm trying to talk Kevo into doing some smaller tyres, because what we've got, check this out. Got a 185/65. 185/65 on a 4, and it's just a little too much. And the 245/50 is killer, 626 high. So that's the same height as what my tyres are, 626, minus 17s. And the fronts are about 610, so they're a tad small. But it's a Cortina, and going any bigger. So this was the thing Kev talked about, and I agree. With a Cortina, when you go to like a 265/60, it's too big. And then you go to like a 275/80 on the front, or a 285/80, and it's too tall. Or even I think that I've seen some what were they? No, it was a 185/80 or a 185/85 or something, and it was like 645 high. It's too tall for this car. These cars look really, really good with small diameter wheels. And I like to see them with the small diameter wheels. When you put big wheels on them, they look too much like an XD. They've still got to have a bit of Cortina DNA. Hey, Stell. She's so tired. She just sits there and stares at me like, Dad, let's go to bed. All you ever do is work. You always work. We don't get to go in the car. We don't get to have fun. Anyone that's watching that actually understands, because they've sacrificed a lot, you sacrifice a lot to have nice stuff. I've sacrificed 10 years of my life to have 11 years of my life to have this business and the nice stuff that I've got, and I work hard for it. I work many, many hours for it. My poor dog, I should be taking her out, running in paddocks and having fun with her, but that can come at some stage. This is the thing. If you want to be successful, you have to sacrifice. If you want to have nice things, you have to sacrifice. Sacrifice time, sacrifice money, sacrifice other nice things that you could want. I love the V8 Cortina idea. It was something I always wanted. I don't have it, but I get to help build it for one of my bestest friends. Life's good. It's as good as you make it. Hope you have a lovely week.